Welcome to XConnect the show. My name is Karim Kanji. We have a great guest today as a member of the Ryerson Digital Media Zone here in Toronto. We have the CEO and founder of 3 Red Cubes, Alexey Adamsky. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for walking across the street.
Yeah, that was a long walk.
Yes. We're going to talk a lot about 3 Red Cubes, kind of your history in starting the business and the company. But before we do, I just need to give thanks to a few people that help out with the show. First of all, I want to thank all of you for watching this. Remember, you can subscribe to all of these videos on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/XConnectTV and click on subscribe. I want to thank big time Design and Communication for all the design and web work, as well as Third Ocean for their social media and community management services. And of course, Chatelaine Chung, who's on the other side of the camera over there. Thank you, Chatelaine, for helping out. And Alexey, great to have you here. Let's talk about what you're doing. First of all, you're doing your master's right now.
Yes, I do.
At Ryerson, master's in computer science. What's your, you got your degree in computer science, and now you're doing your master's. Why are you continuing with your education?
That's a great question. I went to get the master's degree just because I wanted to gain more knowledge.
Okay.
Especially in computer science, because I spent quite a few years in this. I didn't want to consider like business education or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't get why people do this.
Sure. And guys like us don't get about what you guys think.
Exactly. I think it's crucial, but the reason why I'm doing masters is just, as I said, to gain more knowledge and kind of that's what helps me every day.
Well, the reason that I asked that is not just to ask why you're doing your masters, but because you've started a company, 3 Red Cubes, and we'll talk a lot about what the company's up to. But you started that company, and kind of my experience is a lot of people that start their businesses leave school rather than start their businesses and continue school. So building your business 3 Red Cubes and studying for your master's, there's a number of questions that I can ask there, but the first one being is that what you're learning doing your master's, is it helping you with 3 Red Cubes?
Well, let's put it this way. I started my master's before I started my business.
Okay.
And my business is rather new. So maybe I'll follow the same path. Maybe I'll leave the school and continue with my business.
Yeah.
I don't want to comment on this. We'll see how it goes.
No, not at this time. Yeah.
But up to a certain extent, yes, it does help me to gain more knowledge that I can apply in every day in my business or stuff that I do. Because I'm a developer. Mm-hmm. I'm not just sitting there and managing people. Yeah. I do development myself.
Sure.
So
you're building.
Yeah. Well, I'm a programmer. I'm a software developer, and saying that I always need to exercise doing what I'm doing and gain more knowledge, more experience in this stuff. So masters kind of does add value to what I do.
Okay.
Up to now. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see what happens
from there. Yeah.
So where did the idea of 3 Red Cubes come from? Are you just another dev shop or what?
Where the idea comes from? Well, the idea is, it's really hard to say that this is a idea.
Sure.
It's multiple ideas.
Okay.
It's more like a dream.
Okay.
I always wanted to have a company. I always wanted to create something by myself, being creative, innovative in the space that I like. And it happened to be computer science, software engineering, and so on and so forth. So 3 Red Cubes is not just about one idea.
Sure.
It's about bringing ideas to life.
Okay.
Right? And when we actually started developing a game, and then we quickly evolved into a software company that does games, mobile applications, web applications. Mm-hmm. And we're constantly exploring new horizons and new tools, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. And being at the Digital Media Zone, first of all, how did you get into the digital media zone? Is it just because you were a writing student, a little bit easier to get in, or did you find that there was going to be a lot of value by partnering up with them?
I got into digital media zone initially with Sain Ranama, who used to be my professor.
Okay.
He's part of Flybiz team right now. I used to work with him, and in parallel, I was working on my game. So DMZ was very young at the time, and they saw me working on my own idea, so they said, "Why don't you bring it to DMZ?"
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And I continued working on my idea. Then I joined DMZ and started to evolve into my own company.
Okay.
And then I left the Flybiz team and kind of now I'm full time with my own company.
Nice. So you're working on this first game. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that first game you're working on?
It's called Sudoku 3D.
Yeah.
It's exclusive for Windows Phone.
Okay.
The idea came from, well, I have stupid ideas. I was playing Sudoku and I said, why not to make it more complicated than it is right now? And
so it's not complicated enough.
Yes.
Let's make it even more complicated.
I like overcomplicated.
Sure.
So I said, why not to put it on the surface of a cube and maybe change some rules?
Okay.
So I did that. It took a while to prove the concept, but then I found a mathematician from U of T who helped me to develop an algorithm that generates puzzles. And I said, I'll put it on the cube, make it nice looking graphics, whatnot. And I started attracting people. Like I spoke to my friend who used to go to school with me. Let's do it. Let's do something outside of school. Let's play around with it. And we started developing, and then I started attracting more and more people, a few more developers, and we kind of evolved to a point where we actually finished the game. So we'll publish it on the marketplace.
Yeah.
But what's next? Like I don't want to stop here. I want to continue involvement. I want to continue kind of throwing.
Yeah.
So
more crazy ideas.
Yeah. We continued developing, but. Here's the game.
Are you able to zoom in on this?
Sure.
Tell me if it's visible.
Let me know when you get that.
Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it.
All right. So why don't you explain what's going on here?
So it's very like regular Sudoku, but slightly different rules. It's a single puzzle on the surface of a cube, and the numbers goes from 1 to 16 instead of 1 to 9. I mean, it's a little bit more challenging, as I like to call it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but people do enjoy it. It's different puzzle. It takes more time to solve, but
sure.
Yeah, it's really beautiful game. Like all the design and 3D effects, something that you don't see on regular Sudoku.
No. So why 1 to 16 rather than 1 to 9 on a cube? Does it not work?
It doesn't work. That's the only variation why it works because it contributes to a single puzzle, right?
Yeah.
So the numbers have to match on the surface and then wrapping around.
Wrapping around as well.
Yeah. So that's just due to the nature of that shape.
Okay. So now you're the first person I've met that has developed an app exclusively for Windows Phone.
Yes.
So why was there a decision made to say, you know what, let's jump? We believe that this has the potential to be a big marketplace, so let's be early there. Or what was that the reasoning behind it?
It was a combination of natural evolution from one platform to another, and believe that this platform is going to grow. And the reason why I'm saying that it's natural evolution because we actually started to develop this game for Xbox.
Xbox.
Yes.
Okay.
We started to develop it for Xbox because the tools that were provided for the development were rather easy to use and kind of more intuitive.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we'll just try it. We'll develop it because we were young and immature, just learning how to code. It was years ago.
I'm just shocked. You forget iPhone. We don't want to do iPhone. Not the cool and sexy Android. Let's do Xbox and Windows Phone. Let's do it for that.
Yes.
Not a lot of people would go through that. You're right. You do have some crazy ideas, but it's interesting.
Well, that's another reason why we went with this platform because when you look at something and you say, not many people go with this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter that it's not popular yet.
Sure.
but it also means that there is not enough competition, right?
Okay.
There's when you start to develop for iPhone, for example, or Android, you are facing competition of hundred thousands of developers, and you're not on top. You're at the real bottom, so you have to go not only kind of evolve to the top, but you also have to go through hundred thousands of developers and competition. Whereas on Windows Phone, we started to develop before it even was launched or introduced to the world.
Of course.
So when we launched Sudoku 3D, it was one of the first applications on the Windows Phone.
I can imagine.
Now, it's more exposure, it's less competition, plus the developer tools are way easier to use than other platforms.
Okay.
So the combination of all this kind of makes it very, very interesting way of developing a business. Not to say that we stick to Windows Phone, like we like Windows Phone, we like develop for Windows Phone, but we also develop for web. And when you talk web, it's not platform dependent. It can work on any platform.
That's right.
It's just, our choice was to work with Windows Phone because it's new, it's very elegant, very simple, and I mean, there is huge potential in the future. It will grow.
So is it a paid app, Sudoku 3D?
Yes.
Free app or paid app?
It is paid up. We actually had a promotion which ended today.
Okay.
Actually, it was for free for about a month.
Okay.
Just promo, but now it's paid up.
Okay. How much is it to download?
Right now it's $2, but
$2?
yeah, we constantly throw in promos, just dropping the price here and there.
And how many times has it been downloaded?
I cannot tell you that information.
Okay.
It's growing.
Yeah. Are you happy with where it's at, or would you like to have been more, or?
I would like for it to have been more, but the reason is it grows with the platform.
Okay.
The platform is very young, and there's not enough sales. But over time, it will get there.
Okay.
And this is nothing to be disappointed about because we have multiple applications. We continue to develop, we continue to grow. So we're not betting on one application.
Of course.
And that's why I'm saying 3D Cubes is all about software development.
Is more than and you mentioned also developing web apps and such, and I'll ask you some things about that. I'm curious about the response that Microsoft had towards you guys developing an app just for the Windows Phone. What was their response like, or do they even know who you guys are?
Yeah, we in very good relationship with Microsoft. We know all the evangelist team, Microsoft Canada. One of the guys who's working with us is actually MSP, Microsoft Student Partner.
Okay.
So yes, we constantly talking to them, meeting them at events like and BTC and such. So we are aware of each other, and we. Were
they happy with what you guys did? Were they encouraging?
Yeah, they usually advertise us on their events, trying to push that. So it's really pleasant to work with Microsoft because they do take care of their developers, unlike other platforms.
Okay.
And they're really happy when people use their technologies. And I mean it's rewarding.
Sure.
Plus the tools themselves are really good for us to use because they're easier than other tools.
Okay.
My personal opinion.
Interesting. No, it's interesting to hear that because you don't hear that from a lot of people. And I guess
that is fine by me. Less competition.
And I guess what you say is true because it hasn't yet been hugely adopted. There's a lot of buzz about it.
Yeah.
And I guess it will grow over time, right? 5-6 years ago, no one was talking about the iPhone. Now, most people will develop for the iPhone before they go anywhere else. So, things can only grow from there. But you mentioned you've done some some apps for web as well. What sort of thing? What other things have you guys developed?
We have a platform actually, web platform that's called Lead.
Lead?
Yes,
Okay.
it's an online leaderboard platform that right now we use it internally.
Okay.
For our games.
Okay.
What makes this platform unique is that unlike other platforms for leaderboards,
Okay.
so it's platform independent. So
Okay.
think of this: when you talk to people, you tell them applications
Mhm.
or apps. People constantly start thinking of iPhone or Android,
Sure.
but they don't think that there are so many platforms that are not even mobile platforms.
Mhm.
Think of Facebook or
Sure.
Chrome or Windows 8, which is coming up, right? They all have applications.
That's right.
What other competitors did in the market, they started a leaderboard for a single platform, say iPhone.
Okay.
Then they extended to Android, and so on and so forth. Now, what we saw, the problem is that how long are you going to be porting it to new platform? Why not to make it platform independent and let it work on every platform? So that's what we did. Right now we keep it internal just because it's not solid enough, not finished enough to open it for developers. But in the future, given enough resources, we're probably going to continue working on this and open for use for others.
So it would be a developer would be able to use this tool lead to develop an app that is doesn't matter what platform, web, mobile,
Mhm.
social.
No.
They would use that platform.
Anything that requires a leaderboard,
Mm-hmm.
let's say maybe some points or achievements or whatnot,
Yeah.
right? You could tie into it and using our API, you'll be able to pull scores, retrieve scores, achievements, whatnot.
Fantastic. And you've got here care
Yep.
as well as Genderlator.
Yes.
Why don't you talk a bit about those?
Care was developed during Microsoft competition called Web Not War.
Yes.
Web Not War.
Mm-hmm.
Was kind of a prototype for healthcare professionals. So the idea is that patients can log their symptoms while they going through treatment,
Okay.
and healthcare professionals can have access to it
Okay.
at any time. So it was supposed to save time for the healthcare professionals on the appointments and stuff. So when patients come for the appointments, they come prepared. So they already have all this information online.
Interesting.
Now we kind of slowing down on this development
Okay.
just because we don't have enough resources. But in the future, we want to explore the possibility of such platform, and it requires a lot of research. It requires a lot of research, mainly on the healthcare professionals.
Mm-hmm.
We need to say what exactly they need. What exactly,
What questions are you asking?
yeah,
Yeah.
like how we can save your time
Mm-hmm.
to make your life easier while helping the patients.
Okay. What about on the privacy side of things? You know, security. Were you guys able to create a product
Mhm.
that took that into account?
Well, majority of our web applications are hosted on the cloud,
Okay.
and particularly Microsoft Windows Azure,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes with the highest level of security, with all the standards that comply with health industry in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, saying that's not really an issue.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't really try to suggest any medication or suggest any treatment.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
All we do, we try to save time by logging symptoms that patients provide
Yeah.
and give it to doctors, right? So, given that the layer of hosting is secure enough and complies with all the standards, there is not an issue there. But all we do is just pass in the information that patient would share with doctors anyways.
Yeah.
Right? We're just saving time.
I see huge opportunity in that. You know, we have friends and connections in the medical and tech sector.
Mhm.
You know, and there's always a search for, you know, how do we better utilize technology and these social tools to provide better care or better quality, whether it's quality care or speed of care to our clients. And you know, something like this might be very interesting, you know, to some of the people that we know. You know, you've obviously got the Sudoku 3D, but I guess let's talk a little bit about this Genderlator.
Yeah. Well, generally, it's a fun social website
Okay.
that the idea was really stupid, just like most of our.
I'm just reading right now. It's kind of
Yeah. So what it really does is, let's say you're trying to talk to a girl, or girl tries to talk to you, and then there is some miscommunication because of genders, or
Sure.
I don't know, maybe like lack of experience. So she tells you something that you do not understand.
Yeah.
So what you would do, you would go to the channel later, post about it, and ask people to translate it. Give their opinion on what she actually meant or what he actually meant. Right. So the idea is very simple. We launched it I don't know, last year. So I mean, it's not nothing serious. It's not
a fun game.
Yeah. It's
Shadowing,
more like
good
online
idea,
game.
bad idea?
I don't know.
What's interesting, people really get excited about the
It's a
idea.
fun thing.
Yeah, but they kind of get confused what to do. Was the idea.
So let me ask you this. What's next for 3 Red Cubes? What's next in terms of, what are you guys working on that you're not allowed to tell me? And what's next for 3 Red Cubes long term? Where do you see?
Right now, we're working on a huge idea, which I'm not allowed to tell you about, but I'll just give you a hint. It's
You
online.
mentioned it to me at the conference that we
Yes.
met up at.
Yes. It's online marketing tool
Mhm.
that's supposed to save a lot of money and time for both small companies, individuals,
Mhm.
and enterprises.
All right.
Now, I won't tell you when it's going to be launched. Hopefully soon.
Excuse me.
Plus.
Thank you.
But once you see it,
Mhm.
I hope everybody's going to be very excited. It is going to be very, very useful.
Alright.
So
I expect to be on the.
it's
the
going to be
beta.
open for
Okay,
everybody.
right
So,
away?
but we'll let you know
Alright.
as soon as it's
I
open.
want to help you test that.
And
And
yeah,
long term, where do you see 3 Red Cubes 2-3 years down the road?
2-3 years down the road. That's soon. But we hope to be very, very mature in 2-3 years. We're hoping to have at least 2-3 products, very, very solid products, not like general was
Sure.
fun experiment. We want to continue growing in the mobile space
Mhm.
for both application and games. Maybe evolve into more serious games
Mhm.
in the future, just because we like it, we like developing games. But certainly we want to have a very big presence in web space, because web is our future. That's what I believe in.
Mhm.
Um,
And when you say web, you don't mean web as you can only access it via a computer.
doesn't matter whatever it's going to be.
Web can be,
Whether
web
it's
will be on the phone. Web will be anywhere.
anywhere in the
On
air.
your clothes, yeah.
So whatever web going to mean 2 years from now,
Mm.
we're hoping to be there. We're
Yeah.
hoping to be on top. And tell you the truth, we have enough idea to be there.
Nice.
It just, what we're lacking right now is resources. And we're building a team. We've been aggressively growing
Mhm.
for past 6 months probably.
Mhm.
So I imagine 2 years from now we'll have big solid team of professionals
Mhm.
building new ideas, things that people never imagined.
You said you need resources. You're looking for people. You're looking for investors.
Both,
Okay.
but mostly for people, because given enough, given a solid team, given enough professionals on your team, money is not an issue.
Okay.
Money comes and go, but
So
what's
what's
really important is to have a solid team.
So you're looking for some engineers.
Not only, like recently I had a great addition to my team of a few business developers,
Okay.
and that's what I've always been liking, because we all techie people, we like coding, we like sitting in front of the computer, but we don't like to get out there and talk to people
Talk to people.
and tell them about our ideas. That's what we've been
So if someone's looking for an opportunity with a cool up and coming tech shop,
Mhm.
how do they get a hold of you?
They can find us at, through emails or Twitter, Facebook. We're online, we're all out there. So anything that has 3 red cubes in it, you can find us.
So Alexey at 3redcubes.com.
That's my email. You can follow me on Twitter at Alexey.
Okay. Wonderful. So we'll put those links up there on our website when we publish this. And if there's any investors out there looking to invest in a cool tech startup,
We're always
you're
open
open for a discussion.
Yes.
So go check out Alexey at 3redcubes.com. Alexey, thanks so much
Thank you
for
very much.
joining us. Really appreciate you coming in. Alexey Adamsky, CEO and founder of 3 Red Cubes. Go check him out at 3, that's spelled out, right?
Yeah.
3redcubes.com. Again, thank you to Big Time Design and Communications, Third Ocean, and Shaolin Chung for helping to put all of this together. My name is Karim Kanji, and we look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.